This is going to be in response to a video that I came across on YouTube, and it caught my attention with regard to people's image and how you're perceived, basically in your physical appearance, how you portray yourself, you know, by nature of what clothes you wear, and the importance of that said image. And as I was kind of reviewing the video, I sat back a little bit and I was really critical. I don't leave comments at the bottom of videos in a negative fashion. If I'm going to leave a comment, I'm going to leave a positive one. Somebody's taken the work to put content online, and actually viewed the perspective, and just because I disagreed didn't mean that the individual's content wasn't striking at a perspective. That's all, and it was okay. But I think for my viewing audience, I think you guys will really appreciate my particular interest in this particular subject, because it's something that I've said it many times. I don't come from money. All right, I come from a blue collar family. You know, my mom and dad have worked very, very hard in their life, you know, to try to provide, you know, a life for themselves and some sort of security and some sort of really good life for the family and the children that they've been raising. And when somebody talks about, you know, image as being, you know, the most important thing, and making sure that the perception is made right on that particular business, you know, meeting, and you don't pass up on opportunities because your tie is tied right, it certainly gets my attention. And I'm interested, and as I scoured through the comments, it was interesting how many people were on there basically giving positive comments the entire way through. And I thought, geez Louise, am I off on this topic? Am I wrong? Do I look at this incorrectly? So guys, in this particular video, I just kind of want to talk about the importance of, and strike up a discussion based on the importance of the perceived image of somebody, all right, and what that can potentially mean for a business interaction, or what that can mean for you in your particular career choice, whatever that may be, guys. If this is your first time tuning into the Independent Investor channel, guys, I highly encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel. We talk about stocks and investing primarily on this particular channel. We're going to talk about image and perception and the importance therein. And there's kind of a reason why I actually film every single one of my videos bare feet. And I do it to prove a freaking point. Why? Because I can. All right? Because I can. And it just kind of shows the lack of acknowledgement to the importance of perception. Does it mean that I'm actually wearing shorts and no socks? Does that mean that the credibility of information that I'm putting across to my viewers, does that mean that I'm less of a candidate to provide helpful content and information to people? Do I lose credibility to my audience? This would be an awesome opportunity for you guys to leave the comments at the bottom and really let me know I'm actually off my rocker, because you've turned the video off because I in fact showed you my feet, and you'll in fact miss the later message that I'm going to get to with regard to the core comment in addressing people's perception and the reality that exists therein. All right, and I find this interesting a lot, because you know, in my life, I've dealt with a lot of different people. I used to be a commercial fisherman in Alaska, and it was interesting because, you know, we always used to, you know, walk through town, and we always used to employ people right off the street. So the best way to get a job commercial fishing would be to walk the docks in Seattle, man. I've been there, done that. I've had my bag over my back, and people really don't know. What they perceive of you is basically what you tell them. If you're a greenhorn, that means you're brand new. If you come to the table with a few years of experience, man, you're probably plucked up and you can find a job with no problem. But what ends up happening is when we pull away from the dock and we actually get people out to the open ocean and we actually put them to the true test. We actually put them in what I consider the trenches, right? Or we put them to the test. That's when the true colors of an individual is really revealed. And that's why I don't really put a whole lot of stock and value in people who want to portray an image of success, or they want to go out and they want to lease that BMW. God forbid they have enough money to just go buy one. Hell, if I wanted to go buy a BMW tomorrow, I could go buy 5 of them. The very fact of the matter is that I don't do that speaks to what I consider true success in life. I really do. And I find it counterproductive. A lot of the discussion nowadays, they're down on the 9-to-5 job. That's not respectful at all. We don't respect our people that do 9-to-5 work. You basically have to just, pursue your dreams at any cost and keep your focus on the top of the summit and the top of the mountain. The problem is in that particular perspective, I think the journey sometimes is missed a little bit, and the acknowledgement of just utter life itself. They don't want to consider that they have to traverse up the mountain to get to the summit and get to some level of success. They always want to just stand in the valley and look at the top of the mountain and go, I want to be there. I want to be there. I'm going to be there at any cost, right? And sometimes we impugn the hard work of people in this country who might not have the opportunities or might not, may have failed a few times and just, went ahead and diverted with a hard-working approach. And I think there's a lot of respect there that needs to be paid to our hard-working Americans out there, honestly. I deal with people all the time in my particular employment. I deal with people from all over the world, and it's really interesting to get an idea of how we perceive things in the United States and how we've kind of manufactured our societal views of what success is in this particular country. I mean, we bring people up at a really, really young age to think that we want to pursue money at all cost. It doesn't mean who you step on. It doesn't mean who you do ill will against. It doesn't matter. But as long as you look good and you're perceived as being a successful individual, and because even though you're leasing that car and you're underwater on that car, or you own more money than you could ever pay off on that particular car, it's the image that's perceived when you drive that car up to a particular business, and that's supposed to answer all the perceived questions about a certain person's level of success. And I never really understood that perspective. And here's my retort. There's nobody in this country that I would rather go to battle with or stand behind or have their back more than, let's say, the welders in this country. The welders. You want to know why? Because when we need something built in way of a bridge or a boat or a roadway, or we need 2 pieces of metal fused together, we're not calling the business person in the suit driving the Lexus. We're calling in the freaking welder who's been welding for 40 years to be with that shipwright and build that ship or build that bridge, right? If we need to have a home wired, who are we calling on in this country to do that? Are we calling on the business people to come and wire up a house? Are they any less respected in this particular country because they choose blue-collar work over white-collar work? Yeah, I don't think so. It's the same thing for plumbing or commercial fishing or our mariners out there that are transporting cargo all over the waters of the world. Are those guys any less respectful because they choose to take on an image that isn't quite as socially acceptable? I think not. And I just had a comment come through the channel just this week, and it was the kindest comment that I've got so far. I've got a lot of good comments, I really have, and I thank you for that. But this one said that I represent the working class people in this country. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I represent the working class people. This is something that I'm trying to bring to the working class. I think this is something that anybody can do with regard to investing. I don't believe that you have to fit into any type of image. I don't think you need to be accepted in any type of secret society to take part in the stock market. I think anybody out there, I don't care if you're a mine worker, I don't care if you're a welder, a truck driver. I freaking love truck drivers, man. If you're an electrician, definitely love electricians, man. Shout out to my brother. I absolutely love the welders in this country, and I love the hard-working farmers. I love the fishermen. Man, I love the blue-collar workers, man, the steel workers, the people who are in the plants building our cars for us, building our roads. You know why? Because remember how I talked about putting the feet to the fire and actually taking those individuals in the trenches? You want to know who's going to come through for you when you need a building built? It's going to be the engineers in this country. It's going to be the electricians, and it's going to be the welders and the plumbers, right? It's going to be the auto workers in Detroit, man. It's going to be the farmers in the Midwest that come through for us. You know what I'm saying? So I think image really kind of stretches, and I think it transcends. And the last thing that I want to say on this topic really is, just because you're perceived as having a high intellect based on your image or the way that you're perceived based on your physical appearance doesn't necessarily mean that below the surface, that if you allowed somebody or somebody fell off the boat, that you wouldn't be that individual to go in after them and look to save somebody. It doesn't mean that you're not trying to help somebody in need. Remember how I talked about stepping on people's heads to get where you need to go, right? To uphold some sort of fake image or some sort of image of success. But you're not willing to give 2 cents of your time or 2 cents monetarily to help somebody, or give away a piece of information, or just help somebody when they're down. I think it kind of strikes at the true definition of what I consider success in general in life, and especially on this channel. Guys, if you have any comments to leave at the bottom of this particular delivery and message, I highly encourage you, if you guys have ideas about what you consider success in life, leave those comments at the bottom. I found it really ironic how not one comment challenged what we consider success in this particular society, because I can tell you guys, the hard workers in this country are doing it for you, and they're doing it every single day of their life. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the Independent Investor channel, please do so now. You'll be notified of any future videos that I put online. Leave your comments at the bottom, like I said, and share this video out there with anybody that you know that can benefit from the information. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of what I feel success is in life, and good luck in your investment future.